room number? 1606? Hi, I was wondering if I could get a cappuccino up to my room. No, do you have any like substitute milks like coconut milk or almond? Can I just grab a warm cappuccino with coconut? Okay, no worries. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Bye. Well, don't we have to catch up before my coffee gets here? Welcome back. Week 12, last week. This is what I'm gonna wear out today, but I'm also still in my pajamas. So, man, oh man, I'm in New York City. It's been a long journey, guys. It's been a lot. I say that every single day though. But when your life is so full of love and everything juicy, that's what it's like. Walk into this. Last week of the Artist Way was recovering a sense of faith. And honestly, since this whole process of individuation almost happening and just literally finding my own expression, as fucking dumb as it sounds, has started, I have had so much faith in everything because of the way that I've seen what happens when you leap in with courage. I remember at the beginning of summer, someone was like, art and fashion don't make money. And I think that you can let those things close you so that you never open again, or you can let those things open you so deeply that you never ever again have a doubt in your mind that you are not made for what you're doing. So I think what that did was like, it hurt me so deeply that someone would say that, because it also infers that they don't believe in you. So someone had said that to me, and someone close to me, mind you, and after that I was like, you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. And if I let people that do not believe and fear and doubt leave my life, I will not be where I need to be. And after that moment, I was up and I was running, and I'm not gonna ever stop again, because I think that, even my astrologer a couple of years ago had done my chart, and he had told my mom, like, don't worry about her. Anything that's creative and she does, like, she'll be fine. And I think that still sticks just to my psyche every time I doubt myself. I'm like, I've literally had my chart read by a professional, and they've told my mom, and they've told me that anything creative I do, I will be good at. I will be successful. And so after that, I think it's taken a couple years to really just hound it down, just because, saying it is one thing, but seeing it take action in your life is a completely different thing. And yeah, I don't doubt it. I do not doubt it. I think that my experiences have shaped me in order to facilitate what it means to be an artist, what it means to be someone who is changing the paradigms of fashion and art. And it's like, it might sound silly, but it's like, this is why I'm documenting these, so that I have evidence that my beliefs were there long before anything physical happened. And I think that your beliefs have to be there long before anything physical happens. For example, I'm gonna cite Kanye West. How long did he believe in himself before, he actually made his first million? Not that the money has anything to do with it. How long did he believe in himself before he began to impact those around him? And I think he had been already impacting those around him, because when you carry this intense charge and energy of belief and my coffee's here. I was craving this morning. So intuition, taste test. Back to what I was saying. So I think this charge is active long before it actually manifests itself physically. And that's like the funny thing about people saying like, oh, you won't make it as an artist, as a creative. For me, that's a ridiculous statement, because if you put everything into something that you believe in and you continue to push for it, even if you don't see results, eventually you will see results. Because like, it's kind of like carving a statue. It starts as like a rock or marble or whatever. Eventually, like, there's a form that takes place. So like, yeah, it just takes time, and it honestly doesn't even necessarily take time. It might take more alignment than time. It depends on you and your circumstance and the way you're going. And there was something really interesting that I just got like as a download one day. I think I was like making breakfast in the kitchen, and I was like, oh my god, that makes so much sense. And basically I was thinking about how you are a vessel that facilitates charge. The more you facilitate charge and are open to receiving what the cosmos and the universe and the collective unconscious has for you to bring through, the more you are a trusted source. So the universe knows, hey, this person acts on all of their creative ideas to the best of their abilities. Maybe not all of them, but is consistently taking what I've given them and trying to put it down, even if it doesn't work, even if it's only for them, even if it's to show more people, even if it's for a different project. They're trying to bring it through. I trust that person. This is a vessel that I can rely on, because they show up for me regardless of how embarrassed they feel, regardless if they think it will work, regardless if they believe in themselves. It is a continuous process of dedication and devotion. And because you are open and now being trusted by a higher power, it will start to bring through you things that will have more impact and more effect, because of this rooting and grounding that you've done to create this foundation and this base for yourself as someone who can handle this charge. Now you slowly begin to handle charge that is more intense, more intricate, even more impactful. And how do you know, and this is how ideas with big impact take place. And so I want you to come back to this and remember this when you are doubting putting something out or making something because you don't think it's going to be worth it, it's going to make impact, it's going to make you money. That is literally what keeps you stuck. The thought of you are not going to be able to make it, you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to make money. That is literally what is keeping you stuck. Because if you see it as, I'm just a vessel and I'm facilitating this charge because, this is my talent, this is what I came onto this earth for, like, I easily receive this charge. Because not all people are as open to it. I think that everyone can be open to it, and it's about conditioning yourself to, fine-tune your intuition, fine-tune the relationship you have with your body, and fine-tune your senses and your belief. But, I think it's accessed by anyone. And so, I was like, oh my god, it makes sense. It's not about having the next best idea. It's about being brave enough and courageous enough and letting down your ego so that you can facilitate the most ideas as you can, because that is your role on this planet. And sharing that and helping others through that, because that's what, making things in art and creating is. It's like you are showing other people ways to free themselves from their own suffering, ways to alchemize their pain, ways to alchemize their frustration, because it is tense to be in a body, it is tense to be dealing with what's going on in the world, and that's an important role. Of course it's an important role, and of course you're going to be paid well for it, but are you brave enough to continuously walk the path regardless of your ego, regardless of your fear, regardless of your embarrassment? And that's where it is. Are you willing to be embarrassed? Are you willing to be, called crazy? Are you willing to be shunned? Are you willing to be criticized? And if you're willing to be all those things, then babe, you're already there, And I think it took me it really took me a bit to come around to this, but then I was like, wait, I've been embarrassed, I've been shunned, I've been told by those closest to me that what I'm doing isn't worth it, and I'm not going to make money, and there's no point in what I'm doing, and I'm unrealistic, and things started to slowly pop up into my world and my reality. People, recognition, And then suddenly there was a change in those people around me, because it's never about those around me. Are you sure in yourself? Are you grounded enough in your beliefs that you stay there regardless of what's going on outside? And I stayed, and I really, really stayed. And I stayed when I decided to do this in the summer, and I stayed now when I decided to finish it. And I've been staying. And, you know, it's been a long journey, and I've taken my time with it because that's the way I like to do things. I'd like to be intentional, and I'd like to be putting them out in the exact moments where it's coming through me, because if not, then, you know, why do I have this talent of receiving and downloading this charge? And so, you know, not only have I undergone an intense process of doing the artist's way, but near the end of it, I realized, wait, I've passed the threshold of like this rigidity helping me. Now I need to figure out how to do it my own way. And this is the way I've done it. When I've landed in New York City and I finished preparing for my boss's solo show, she's exhibiting in Moscow, and, you know, it was my birthday, so a new cycle has begun, and new city, work done, birthday passed, book done. It's new, it's fresh. So I'm listening to what's going on, and I'm like, wait, this is a perfect moment to bring it all together and put it through. Anyway, so enough about charge. Listen to your intuition. Also want to pinpoint that because it is the dance between the body and the heart. It is the heart speaking through you. And, you know, our mind often gets so tangled up in the commotion, you know, in the worry, in the over-intellectualization. Love, creativity, they cannot be over-intellectualized because it's honestly working with a frequency and a resonance that we cannot necessarily understand. Why do I love this person? They are nothing like me. Why do I love this person? You know, we're not working in the same field, and like we don't look the same, and we don't have the same beliefs and values, but my heart just like, it just, you know. So I actually usually love people that have quite similar like beliefs and values because it comes back to the heart. So yeah, I'd like, on the outside maybe you're wondering, why do I love this person? But on the inside it makes sense because it's working with a resonance that is different from what you can over intellectualize. And in a world where we're so keen on making these boxes and these shapes, look at what's behind me, to keep you stuck and to keep you controlled and to keep you refined so that you can mass produce and mass do and, you know, burn it out. And it's ironic because I'm in New York City, because you're like, wait, you're there to hustle. I'm not there to hustle. I'm here to be myself, and I'm here to work with this in a place where, you know, it is boxed up. And I don't necessarily understand why I love New York so much, but I know that, you know, there's some way, there's some path where, you know, I'm supposed to pass through here. And once again, it's one of those things where like you can't over intellectualize it because it's a feeling. Oh, why are you going to New York? I got so many questions. And I was like, I had a feeling, so I booked a ticket and I'm here. And I wanted to see my friends and I wanted to talk to them and I wanted to share what I've done. And one more thing, why has this journey come to a close? I also put out my very first book. Wait, printed my cartoons. Fucking, I forgot. Wow. I was like, wait, so I finished my job, it was my birthday, it was like a full moon, I came to New York, whatever, all these different things. And I also, right day before my birthday, printed out, or they were ready to pick up, I printed out my comics. And it was actually quite a thick little, you know, it's quite thick. I'm just a girl. So where are you going to be able to find this? I don't know. I need to figure out and work on building a website so I can put out my book, my tarot, my portfolio, and my projects and whatnot, and my exhibits and my work, and yeah. Because I do shit. I just like low-key have only started now to recognize the fact that I've always been on it. It's just taken time to build recognition. Or even now, it's like people are like, what is she doing? I'm not worried about what I'm doing because I'm just doing shit, and that's the way you do shit. Am I wrong or am I right? I'm right. And I was talking about this over dinner last night when Alice, you know, picked me up from Penn, or my Uber dropped me off, so she picked me up, we came to the hotel, and she was like, the problem is I have so many grand ideas for like businesses, but I'm just not there yet, and there's this gap. And I'm like, yeah, it's a taste gap. And the only way to fill the taste gap between where you want to be and where you are is to do a bunch of shit and just keep fucking doing shit till you get to a point where you're slowly, you know, it's like, yeah, you're not going to be CEO when you're like 21. Oh yeah, I'm 21. But you're not going to be CEO when you're 21 and, you know, you just finished university or finishing university and you're out in the world, and it's just like, maybe you will be, and like maybe you meet the right person to put you in that position or whatever. I'm not saying it's not possible. It is totally possible. The things that happen in this world are so out of whack and out of control and delusional that you being CEO at 21 is the least, you know. But anyway, back to my point is I'm saying that there's just work that needs to be done, and it's not even work, it's more about being courageous enough to put yourself on a line for the things that you believe in. I remember I met with my professor because we had pitched this startup in September that we worked over the summer for, and I worked so hard on that. Like, I was in Greece and there was a couple days where I just didn't sleep because I just was like hounding it down, and my stomach hurt so bad and I knew it was out of alignment, and I was like, oh, I just want to get it done. And you know, he was like, I'm sorry that, you know, your startup didn't go through because, like, there is already, like, a couple companies that were working on the same thing. The thing is, we had this idea 2 years ago, and then we wanted to put it into action. But, you know, if you don't get on it right away, someone else is going to have the idea because that's the collective unconscious. It's like, these ideas, you're just the vessel. And we add our personal touch by the way we put it through, for sure. That's your role. You collaborate, you co-create. But the idea, if it's not coming through you and you're not brave enough to take it and run with it, someone else will, and that's fine. You'll just get another idea because the universe is abundant and constantly producing this charge, and it is this charge. This charge is everything. Anyway. And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry that, you know, your startup, it just didn't work out. Like, I know you worked hard in it in the summer because I met with him a couple times, and I was like, you know what? I'm someone who will just fight hard enough for the things that I believe in, so it not going through, whatever. I fight hard for the things I believe in, and I think that if you approach the things in your life like that you fight really for the things that you love and believe with, there is no way that you will not find yourself on the right path. There is just no way that you will not be exactly where you need to be. And I think that what you can take from me is keep fighting, because there will be a day where you see it in your physical reality. The 3D is dense. The 3D is dense, and it takes time, and it takes patience, and it takes discipline. But here, it's just alignment. It's just belief. If you believe every day, if you sit in love and you meditate on this center, and you're just like, you know what? May all beings be happy. May all beings be free. And you make sure that you come back to this every day where you not only pray for your own happiness and your own freedom and your own love, but you're also praying for the world. And if you create from this space, and if you believe in this space, believe that your creativity, your output, and your voice comes from this place of like, no, I not only do this out of love for myself, but everyone, because everyone deserves that love. Everyone deserves the freedom. Everyone deserves that happiness. Then, my friend, there's nothing that you need to worry about. Nothing. Nothing at all. And I bring it up for the millionth time. It's my last year of university, and I have never believed in anything more deeply than myself. And so where I will end up will just be just as divinely guided as me finding this book in the summer, picking it up, and starting to read it. And with that being said, if you're interested in my I've always like dreamt of showing like a product on like my YouTube, or like, you know, being like, oh my god, so if you want this skincare item, you can find it, use this discount code. I don't know when you're gonna be able to find this. I don't know when I'm gonna post it on my website, but you can follow my Instagram. I put everything up there. I've used it as a diary for as long as I can remember, since I was in grade 3. But are you okay?
Huh?
Or how are you?
I'm very good. Look at you.
Alright, with that being said, you know where to find me. I'll be here. I won't be doing any more artist weeks, but I'll be doing artist things, so